The interim national government is hereby dissolved. The national and state assemblies are also dissolved.
General Sani Abacha was Nigerian's military head of state, famously known for his authoritarian rule, human rights violation, and widespread corruption. However, his regime also recorded significant development in sectors such as healthcare, education, and transportation. Nigerians came to know him mainly due to his involvement in almost every successful coup in the country's history. He ruled Nigeria for 5 years until he died while preparing to transition from military to civilian rule. During his tenure, anyone who opposed him, from domestic activists to Western powers, faced harsh retaliation. He twice imprisoned top military officers accused of plotting coups against him. Subsequent administrations recovered over $3 billion yet hidden. This profile is one of the many biographies on our YouTube documentary series by Daily Trust. You can watch the full video to learn more about Nigerian's past leaders. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Sani Abacha was born on October 20, 1943, in Kano. His father, Alhaji Abacha Maidukuri, was a wealthy Kanuri businessman that lived in Sabongeri before relocating in the 1950s. Abacha attended Furama School at Gidan Makama, Kano, and later enrolled at Government College, Kano, in 1957. He was the first student in Kano's history to be transported to school by car. His driver would often wait while he played football. Young Sani Abacha gained popularity in Kano, partly due to his relationship with Miriam Jidda of GGC Dala. They were nicknamed M and S respectively. Her guardian later married her off to the Northern Minister of Works, Alhaji Shehu, Emir of Masca. However, Abacha eventually married her in 1965 and they remained together until his death. He joined the Nigerian Army in 1962 and received training at the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna alongside his close friend, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. In 1964, he studied at Mons Defense Cadets College in Aldershot, UK, and became a lieutenant in 1966, the year of Nigerian's first failed coup. He was one of the young officers involved in the counter-coup of July 1966, led by Colonel Murtala Muhammad. The successful coup installed General Yakubu Gowon as head of state, but Eastern Governor Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu rejected Gowon's authority, leading to the Biafra War, 1967 to 1970. Abacha fought in the war and was promoted to captain in 1967 and major in 1969. In 1971, he went to England for further military training at the School of Infantry, Westminster. By 1975, he became commander of the 2nd Infantry Division. That same year, he participated in the coup that overthrew General Gowon and brought Brigadier Murtala Muhammad to power. In 1976, he attended the Command and Staff College, Jaji. In 1981, President Shehu Shagari promoted him to brigadier and later posted him to the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Kuru, Jos, where he earned the MNI title. His real public appearance came in December 1983 when he announced the coup that overthrew Shagari's government, bringing General Muhammadu Buhari to power. Abacha became General Officer Commanding GOC of the Ibadan Division and was a member of the Supreme Military Council. In 1984, he was promoted to Major General when a rift developed between Buhari and Babangida. Abacha supported Babangida in 1985 coup that ousted Buhari. Babangida appointed him Chief of Army Staff and a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. In 1987, He became a lieutenant general, and in 1989, he was promoted to the highest military rank. In 1990, he became Minister of Defense and a full general, the first in Nigerian history to attain this without skipping any rank. During Babangida's regime, Abacha was instrumental in suppressing pro-democracy activists. While Babangida was seen as charming, Abacha was known for his stern and ruthless demeanor. In 1993, after Babangida annulled the June 12 presidential election, he handed over to an interim government led by Chief Ernest Shoneko, but left Abacha as defense minister and is a likely successor. On November 16, 1993, Abacha removed Shoneko and declared himself head of state.
Sequel to the resignation of the former head of the interim national government and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Chief Ernest Shoneka, and my subsequent appointment as head of state and commander-in-chief, I have had extensive consultations within the armed forces hierarchy and other well-meaning Nigerians in a bid to find solutions to the various political, economic, and social problems which have engulfed our beloved country.
Abacha's rise to power initially had the support of Chief M.K. Abiola, the presumed winner of the annulled June 12 election. Abacha formed a civilian cabinet that included nominees from Abiola. However, when Abiola demanded that Abacha hand over power, tensions arose. On June 12, 1994, Abiola declared himself president in Lagos. Abacha arrested him and clamped down on dissent. He shut down media houses, dismissed union leaders, and repressed protests.
Of these overtures and good gestures by government, Chief M.K. Abiola flagrantly perpetuated acts which breached the laws of the land, but government in its magnanimity never gave him serious attention. His most recent action of declaring himself the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria incited the public to insurrection and attempting to topple the government by force with a view to installing himself as president, however led to his arrest by the law enforcement agents. Chief of both unions, the Nupang and the Pangasin, at both national and state levels are hereby dissolved. This action is with immediate effect.
He also increased fuel prices and established the Petroleum Trust Fund, PTF, headed by General Muhammad Buhari, which executed key projects in health, education, and roads. Abacha rejected foreign loans, despite early offers from the international community. He built federal secretariats in every state, established federal medical centers, and constructed the National Hospital in Abuja. He completed the legislative buildings and built residencies for legislators. He also founded the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, and in August 1994, convened the National Constitutional Conference. This led to the establishment of the Federal Character Commission. However, General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua used the conference to demand a handover to civilians by January 1, 1996. Abacha was shaken by this and arrested Yar'Adua, Obasanjo, and others in 1995 for alleged coup plotting. They were sentenced to death, but the sentences were commuted under international pressure. In October 1995, environmental activist Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 Ogoni leaders were sentenced to death and executed, sparking international outrage. Nigeria was suspended from the Commonwealth and faced port sanctions. Abacha turned to alliances with China, North Korea, and Libya. Despite his domestic repression, he sent troops to promote democracy in Liberia and Sierra Leone. In December 1995, he established the National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, NECON, and registered 5 political parties. In 1996, he removed Sultan Ibrahim Dasuki and replaced him with Muhammadu Machido. That year, First Lady of Opposition leader Alfred Rwani was assassinated. Abacha visited a family and offered a $45,000 reward for information. In October 1996, Abacha created 6 new states: Zamfara, Gombe, Nasarawa, Ekiti, Ebonyi, and Bayelsa. He also launched the Vision 2010 Economic Reform Plan. In December 1997, he arrested his deputy, General Oladipo Dia, and other ministers over an alleged coup plot. They were sentenced to death. However, before the sentence was carried out, Abacha suddenly died on June 8, 1998, after meeting Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat. He was supposed to open an international media conference and attend an African Union summit. Reports of his death varied. Some claimed poisoning, others said heart attack. He was buried in Kano the same day. General Sani Abacha was announced as his successor. His government began investigating Abacha's associates like Major Hamza al-Mustafa over human rights abuses and thefts of public funds. When democracy returned, Obasanjo became president after being released from Abacha's prison and pursued recovery of looted funds. By 2022, the federal government stated it had recovered over $3.6 billion, that is, 2.7 trillion naira of Abacha's stolen assets. Still, some Nigerians believe he saved the money in foreign accounts to protect the economy from Western sanctions. Abacha left a controversial legacy, revered in parts of northern Nigeria, with his followers dressing like him in long gowns. Indeed, General Abacha embodied the Hausa saying about soldiers, "The silence while weird, whoever confronts it will see its force."